Hello friends, how are you doing today? See, in the last video we talked about how to set up a Kubernetes cluster, right? The Kubernetes cluster has two major components. One is that master node and another one is the worker node, right? Once you set up the master node, you install all the master node components like API server, control manager, cloud control manager, scheduler, etc., right? So these components will help your worker node to run fine, right? So in this video we are going to talk specifically about worker nodes. Okay, so once you set up your Kubernetes cluster with worker node, you need to install key components of worker node. Okay, so what are these key components? So with an example, when I explained about the Kubernetes cluster concept, we took an example of soccer team, right? So here in this worker node explanation, what we are going to do is we are going to take the soccer team as an example, right? And basically your soccer players are nothing but your worker nodes, and it's being controlled by your master node, who are called as a soccer coach. You can keep it in mind in simple terms. So once after setting up the worker node, you install all the worker node specific components like Kubelet. Basically, Kubelet is similar to your soccer team captain, who has the responsibility to talk to other team players, coaches, and management team, all those stuff, right? Similarly, the Kubelet component has the responsibility to act as a node agent to connect with the API server, which is one of the components of master node. Okay, and the second component of worker node is Kubeproxy. So basically, when you set up your worker node for running your application needs to connect to other external systems, right? So how the external system connections are established? The external system connections are established with the help of Kubeproxy. Basically, this Kubeproxy has TCP, UDP protocols where you can configure your application to talk to the external systems. Okay, and the third component is container runtime. This is the key component of worker node. Without this container runtime, your worker node cannot run, meaning that your application may not run. So what exactly this container runtime is? So once you build your application and create an image with Docker container, and when you create a container and put it into the pod to run inside the Kubernetes cluster, your application has to run fine, right? So this Kubernetes container runtime has the ability to make your application to run fine. Okay, and the fourth component is WebUI. So when you set up your worker node, you have to install this Webview Ui component. Basically, this is a dashboard that lets you know to know more about your cluster metrics, number of worker nodes, how the worker nodes perform. All those informations can be viewed as a dashboard with the help of this WebUI worker node component. Okay, so to summarize, when you set up your Kubernetes cluster, you set up master node and worker node. We saw in detail about master node in the previous video, and in this video we are talking specific to the worker node. Basically, when you set up your worker node, you have to install a key components of worker nodes. Those are all like Kubelet, that is nothing but a node agent that connects with the API server of master node. And second one is Kubeproxy. This Kubeproxy component of worker node is needed for your application to talk to the external systems through TCP, UDP, and other protocols. And the third component is container runtime. So basically, this container runtime makes your application or image to run fine inside a worker node. Okay, and the fourth and final component of worker node is WebUI or dashboard. So you have to install this component inside the worker node for knowing about your cluster performance, cluster component details, etc. So hope you might have got a clear understanding of what exactly the worker node is and what are all the key components of worker nodes. And if you like this video, give a thumbs up and share this video to your friends so that they can also get benefit out of this. Take care. Bye.